Should we start?
Yeah, sure, sir. Naveen, please. Yeah, sure,
Just a second. Sorry for the delay. Hello, everyone. I would like to request everyone that it would be very great if you all turn on your camera. Okay. Hello. Good evening, everyone. On this significant occasion of World Mental Health Day, the Raahat Mental Wellness Society has organized a series of events to shed light on the important aspects of mental well-being. Today, as we culminate with the third and final event of the day, I would like to extend a warm welcome to Professor Krishnan Ramadurai, a distinguished scholar from IIT Madras. In our fast-paced world, mental health is the cornerstone of achieving a good work-life balance. Professor Ramadurai has beautifully managed his professional commitments in various domains with an unwavering commitment to inner well-being. A meditator for over 2 decades, he stands as a symbol for those seeking equilibrium in their personal and professional lives. We are privileged to have Professor Ramadurai here to share insights on mental wellness and hygiene. Professor, the stage is all yours to enlighten us. We are all ears and eager to absorb the wisdom you bring to this topic.
Thanks a lot. Is it Shripati who introduced me? Okay. So good afternoon, good evening. Welcome to this session on mental hygiene. Right. So I'll perhaps towards the end reveal why I'm calling it mental hygiene. Right. So it'll be nice to see more faces. If you all could turn on your cameras, that'll be really helpful. Very nice. Great. I'll use some slides just to anchor our thoughts, which may otherwise wander around. Right. So I'm going to title my talk "To Mind or Not to Mind." Right. That's the question. What's the word for mind in your language? We know what it is in Hindi. Can somebody tell me what it is in your mother tongue, if it's different from Hindi? Anybody? You could unmute and speak if you want to. Somebody is typing in the chat. Hummer. Okay. Which language is that? Not man. Man, as in the Hindi word, man, mind.
In Hindi, we term it as buddhi.
Yeah, buddhi, but we also say man. Na? Man shanti nahi hai, right? Shant nahi hai, we say, right?
Yes, absolutely.
So What is, yes, in Telugu, somebody has said it is manasu. Okay. Any other languages in your mother tongue? Anybody from Bengal here? Okay, Magas in Gujarati. Nice. Any other languages? Manasu in Tamil. Yeah, that's true. Right? It's very interesting that different languages in India, they have a word which is very similar to man, right? From Manasu to Manam to Manas, right, to Mana, right? And I think we have Bengali, we have Marathi here, right? The same word that signifies the mind. And if you think about it, the word mind is not too different from man, right? It appears to have been derived from the same, origin. In fact, if you look at international languages, right, whether you look at Dutch, Spanish, Latin, right, whichever language you look at, they seem to have some kind of relationship with, this word man or mind. All right. So there is at least the word ma is always there, or me is always there in all of it. Right. That's interesting. How come, this word is common across the globe? All right. How is it that one, meaning mind, is having a similar origin across the globe? Right. Something to think about. Right. If you are a researcher that is looking into origin of words, maybe this is a topic that you could consider. But I believe, this was there in one language, the original language, which was that maybe Sanskrit or Latin or whatever, and then it kind of just spread to all the other languages. Right? So this kind of goes to show that the unity that's there across all the languages, across all the people in the world. Right? And this is something that's required in today's world. Okay, people should feel oneness with each other. People should feel the peace in their mind. Then they'll be able to do better things, greater things for humanity. Right. So with just that aside thought, yeah, knowing about all this is great. Right. Maybe after today's talk, you can go and brag that I know mind. I know how to say mind in, I don't know, 12, 13 different languages. But what use is it if you know how to say mind in 13 different languages? Does it really help? Not really, isn't it? So knowledge is like that. Knowledge is perhaps often, people append it with a term called bookish knowledge, right? That should be actually a good term, but somehow, it's taken a negative connotation. When you say bookish knowledge, it's supposed to mean this guy knows not much, right? But rather, it should actually mean this guy knows a lot. He's got knowledge of all the books. But again, play of words and how words vary when it's used in different contexts, right? But knowing mind in 13 languages is like all the books in the library. You have a lot of knowledge, but it's not really useful, right? It doesn't translate to what we refer to as wisdom. So wisdom is, if you will, the practical side of knowledge. Right? So often we say wisdom is too abstract, wisdom is theoretical. But what I'm stating here is wisdom is actually knowledge in practice. Right? We all know a lot of things. We all know what the mind is. But do we know what are the characteristics of the mind? What are some of the characteristics of the mind? Anybody? If you say mind or your mind or someone's mind, what are some of the characteristics that define the mind? If you're typing, you could also unmute and speak. Don't feel shy. Yeah.
Overthinks a lot.
Mind overthinks. Okay. What else? But a mind is supposed to think, just like
Yeah.
a car is supposed to, run, drive. The mind is supposed to think. That's the job of the mind. Okay, what else? Characteristic of the mind is peace or not in peace. What else? It doesn't live in present. Okay, it generates thoughts. Very nice. It's used for thinking, feeling, computing. Yeah, but some people say the feeling is at the heart, right? And the mind is different from the heart. What else? Okay, so somebody said, to generate thought. What kind of thoughts? Mind is everything. Mind is not everything. There are things beyond the mind. Mind is unreal, maybe. Okay. So, does anybody know what this is? What do you see in this animation? It's a pendulum, right? But it's a special type of pendulum, right? So this pendulum, will keep going on and on, literally forever, but maybe not forever, but yeah, almost for a long period of time once it started this way. Okay. Our mind is like a pendulum, right? We talked about thoughts. The thoughts are about the past or about the future, right? So you're constantly moving, going to the past, regretting something that happened, right? How could that person say this? If only I had studied a little bit more, I would have scored more marks, right? All these kind of thoughts come in the mind. That's about the past, right? We regret. I should have done things differently. Or it's into the future. The mind is thinking about what's going to happen tomorrow. Will I pass my course? Will I get the job? Right? Will I get 95%, 100%? Okay. Will that girl or boy say yes to me? Right? All of these are thoughts into the future. Okay. And if you look at your own mind, it constantly oscillates between the past and the future, past and the future, past and the future. Right? So that's a characteristic of the mind. Where is your mind right now? Is it thinking about something I've already said? Maybe it's taking off from where I said and gone on to something in the past. Or maybe it's thinking about the future. I said job, girlfriend. You're thinking about that? Or are you listening to what I'm saying? Right? You're thinking about a movie scene. Right? See what happens in the mind. It constantly goes from past to the future. Right? Okay. When the mind is not going from past and future, when somebody said the present moment, right? When the mind is in the present moment, that's when you say, you're in a meditative state. Okay. So meditation is not just sitting with your eyes closed, on top of a hill or under a tree, right? Whenever your mind is here, whenever the mind is in the present moment, 100% it's in this moment, right? Then you're actually meditating. That's a meditative state, right? So a deep thought here. We keep saying present moment, right? The opposite of present is absent. Is there anything called as an absent moment? Not really. Every moment, right, is present. It's only now. Moment itself means right now, isn't it? Another very deep thought or afterthought. In Hindu philosophy, we say Advaita, right? There is no other, right? Maybe that is why, if your mind is in the present, right, you kind of realize this non-dual principle of Advaita, right? Again, play of words, but something to think of, right? But the key here is, if your mind is not oscillating between the past and the future, right? If it is not in the past or the future, then you say it is in the present. And whenever your mind is in the present, you're automatically in a meditative state, right? Yeah, so imaginative or arbitrary situations may be called absent moments. The moment is there. You missed it. But the moment is there. Every moment is, always there. It is always, you know, present. That's why you call it, the present. It's always there. Okay. So what are some of the thoughts about the past? Either you get angry thinking about the past, right? How can this happen to me? Why did this happen to me? Okay, that's about the past. How can he say something like that to me, right? Or you're regretting. I should have done better. I should have studied better. I should have run harder, right? All these things are from the past. What is in the future? Anxiety, worry, fear. What will happen tomorrow, right? How long will I live? That's a question some people have anxiety about. They fear death, right? All of these are questions in the future which bring anxiety, worry, fear. Okay. All of us are most of the time in one of these two situations, right? Either in the past or in the future, right? If you had a very good friend and you went and told him, my mind is always, oscillating between past and future, I don't know what to do, right? What will that friend say? Just relax, right? You have those friends, okay? You're so angry, right? Or you're so worried. And when somebody comes and says, just relax, how do you feel? Right? You feel like giving the person a slap. What do you mean, relax? You know what I'm going through? Do you have any idea what is happening to me, my life? Right? So often, we give advice, but sometimes, it's best not to give such kind of advice. Right? If they knew how to relax, then they would already be relaxed, right? They're going through something. They're going through something tough. You are going through something tough, right? And such kind of advice is often not very helpful. It only makes you more angry, right? Let's do a mind game. Okay. All of you ready? You can show me a thumbs up if you're ready. All right. I'm going to say something and you should not do what I say. Okay. Do not think of a green apple. Okay. Now, who all didn't think of a green apple can give me a thumbs up. Really? I see one or two thumbs going up. That's impressive. Now again, do not think of a green apple. What happens? Right? The more you tell the mind, do not think of a green apple, right? The mind only thinks of the green apple, isn't it? Okay. It's extremely difficult, right, to tell the mind to do or not do something. Do you agree? Right? So, when you're saying to the mind, don't get angry, when you're saying to the mind, don't think about that, it's kind of tough. It is a bit like, this dog, right? It wants to get off the merry-go-round, but it has no idea how to get off it. It's constantly going around and around, right? Till it gets completely tired and maybe it will fall off it. Okay. Often this is our state. Okay. We think we can control the mind from the mind itself, from the level of the mind itself. And often it's very difficult. Right? The more you say, I should not think about something or somebody, the mind keeps thinking about the same thing. The more you tell yourself, mind, don't get angry, the mind keeps getting more and more angrier. Right? So it's very difficult to control the mind from the mind. Right? So if I have to put it in with the words of Talaivar, right, or Talaiva, right? Don't mind the mind if you don't want the mind to mind you, or something like that. Right? So essentially what it's saying is, it's very difficult to control the mind from the level of the mind. Okay, if you don't want the mind to mind you, then don't mind the mind. Okay, that's what it's saying. Okay, it's just a funny way of saying it in the views of superstar Rajnikant. Have you noticed one thing? Kids neither regret the past nor worry about the future. Okay, even if the kid is crying, it's only crying for like a few seconds, right? It'll be crying literally, buckets of tears coming out in one moment, and then in another moment, just like that, it'll come out of it, right? So it's like this little child, just trying to walk. Okay, it's walking, it falls down, but it's not sitting down and crying. I fell down, ooh, all that, right? It gets up again and continues to walk. Okay, so that's how kids are, right? They don't worry what has happened in the past. They don't sit and brood, oh, this happened to me, that happened to me, this person said that thing. In fact, two children, they are playing together, they fight with each other, and then after a few minutes, they become friends again. Right? You remember all your fights with your, childhood friends? They're still very good friends with you. You had big fights with them. Sometimes literally you threw punches at each other, right? But then you forgot that and you again became friends. Okay. So practical tip, right? To get the mind to the present, become a kid. But is it really practical? We can't really be kids again, isn't it? So it's very difficult, okay, to control the mind, right? And this is why, in the Bhagavad Gita, Arjuna starts saying that, Krishna, it's so difficult to control the mind, right? You can even control the wind, but to control the mind is so difficult, right? How do I control the mind? Okay. And then, Lord Krishna gives him a lot of gyan. He gives him multiple options. And he says, choose. Okay. One of the best ways, the best techniques to control the mind is through the breath. Okay. The breath is something that you're always doing right now. This moment, right? You're breathing. Okay. You cannot breathe for yesterday, you cannot breathe for tomorrow. You breathe right now. Right? And whenever you get your attention to your breath, right, automatically the mind calms down, it comes to the present moment. Okay, that's why many people, they say that instead of saying when you're angry or when you're upset or worried, instead of saying just relax, many people say take a deep breath, right? When you take the deep breath, right, the mind automatically calms down, right? It comes to the present moment, right? And that brings calmness. It does away all the anger and fear that you had. And once you passed that moment, right, then it will not hold you, it will not grip you the way it would otherwise, right? So let's do a simple meditation technique using the breath, right? So it'll take us about 5-10 minutes to do this. Okay. So what I would request is all of you, you sit comfortably, right? If you want to relax, lean back on your chair or on a wall, you can do that, right? Make sure there is no loud sounds nearby, right? And if you have any pets or anything, let them not come near you to disturb you, right? And we'll just take 5-10 minutes to meditate. Okay. Good idea? Great. In this meditation, you just have to simply follow the instructions, right? It's what we call as a guided meditation. And I'll give some instructions and you just innocently follow it like a child. Okay. So I'll say close your eyes. So you close your eyes and then you open your eyes only when I say open your eyes. Till then you will keep it closed. Why should you close your eyes? Because the eyes are the first instrument through which the mind gets scattered. Right? When your eyes are open, it's looking at things. Immediately the mind goes here and there. Okay. When we close our eyes, one instrument of perception is shut for the mind, right? And the biggest instrument actually for perception is shut for the mind. It becomes easier for the mind to get into meditation. And with practice over time, You don't need to close your eyes. You can meditate with your eyes open also. Okay, but we'll start with our eyes closed. Let us close our eyes. Let us sit comfortably and easily. It could be in any position you're comfortable with. You can stretch your legs, or you can fold your legs, or you can hang them down. Any position is okay. But let's keep our eyes closed. Let us hear all the noises and sounds in your environment. The sound of my voice, maybe the sound of a fan or the AC. Maybe some people are talking. Maybe the TV is on. All the sounds are coming from the outside. Traffic, birds, insects. Accept all the sounds in the environment. Do not resist any sounds. Just be with it. Become aware of your body. This body is a precious gift. It's a miracle from nature. Honor and love your body very dearly. Become aware of the weight of your body. Whatever the weight is, 60 kilos, 70 kilos. The entire weight of the body is resting on the chair or the floor. Relax your body. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. Deeper breath in. Breathe out completely. Become aware of your breath. The incoming breath energizes your body. The outgoing breath relaxes your body. With every breath in, feel the energy. And with every breath out, relax more and more. Be with your breath. Breathe in and breathe out. Relax completely. With every breath out, relax more and more. Become aware of the thoughts in your mind. They may be good thoughts or not so good. Let them be. The thoughts come up on their own without effort, and they drop off on their own without effort. Just like water flows in a river, the thoughts keep flowing. Do not resist any thoughts. Let's take a deep breath in and exhale. You are in harmony with your thoughts right now. Let's become aware of feelings. They may be pleasant or not so pleasant. You may have some sensations in the body. Let them be. Do not resist the feelings. Let's take a deep breath in. Slowly exhale. Another deeper breath in and breathe out. You are in harmony with your feelings this moment. Once again, let's breathe in and exhale. Relax more and more. Let go any effort. Just be. Om Shanti. 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 You are peace. You are joy. Love is your very nature. Become aware of feelings, if any. Become aware of your thoughts, if any. Let's take a deep breath in and slowly exhale. Become aware of your body and the surroundings. Very slowly and very gradually, becoming aware of your surroundings, you may open your eyes. How is the mind now? If your mind is feeling calm, you can show me a thumbs up. Very nice. How long did we meditate? It's been almost 15 minutes, right? See how the mind is very calm? We didn't do much, right? In just a few minutes, we were able to get to this. Very nice. There'll be questions, doubts. If you have any questions, you can ask them. Before we wrap up with a few more suggestions and thoughts. Anyone has any questions? Could be positive, negative. Yes, please go ahead.
So what do you think about law of attraction?
Can you repeat the question, please?
What are your thoughts about law of attraction?
Law of attraction. Yeah. So, see, people, when they want to say go to the gym, right? They put posters of strong people, right, with a lot of muscles and so on, right? Why do they do that? It's a kind of a reinforcement, right, for them to also think that they should go to the gym, they should become like that, right? Anything that you put repeatedly in your mind starts believing in it, it starts doing it, all right? So the law of attraction, I think, kind of works in a similar way, all right? So if you want something, if you think about it in a positive way, right, somehow the mind will make sure you kind of get to it, right? And that's where I think the idea of law of attraction comes in. It enables you to achieve it.
Does it actually work, or it is just a?
It works, right?
Like things really happen if you do
Yes.
that.
See, it's suppose suppose you have the thought to dig a well, right? For your community, you want to dig a well. Okay. If you're going to just sit there and thinking, I want to dig a well, I want to dig a well, the law of attraction, nothing is going to happen. Okay. The law of attraction is not, you have to keep thinking about it. All right. So I think he's talking about the mind law of attraction, not the gravitational law. Right. So, you should have a thought that I should dig a well. Right. Maybe every day you have the thought I should dig a well. Right. That thought will eventually get you to action. Okay. So every action, the seed of it is in the thought. In that context, it works. All right. But if you don't follow the thought with action, nothing will happen. What else? Any other questions? Yeah, go ahead.
Hello, sir. I am Harsh Prajapati from LNCT Bhopal. Sir, I have lot of pain in my head from last 7-8 months in the right, left, and the back side too. I consulted so many doctors too, even in Nagpur, but it didn't happen. Nothing.
Okay. So what I would suggest is, if you can send me an email, right, with specific symptoms and perhaps some reports.
Sorry?
If you can send me an email with your specific symptoms and some reports, I'll definitely get it verified by a medical practitioner and I'll come back to you, right, how it can help.
Okay, sir.
Please do reach out though. Send me an email. So there's a question online, chat, how to calm mind when it's already anxious. We just did it, right? We focused on our breath, right? And there are a lot of guided meditations online. Right? If you go to YouTube and type in guided meditations, you'll get many of them. And, it automatically happens. Sometimes while meditating, it becomes more anxious. Okay. See, the key to meditation is to let go. Right? What is meditation? It is the art of doing nothing. I want nothing. I'm doing nothing. All right. I am nothing. That's meditation. Okay. So with practice, it will happen. Initially, it may be tough, right? You do it a few times, just like riding a bicycle. Initially, it was tough. Then you're an expert, right? Same way with practice, meditation automatically happens. Another question on how to develop trust. In fact, this slide is talking about it. Right. So, when do you have doubts? When do you lack trust? When do you have negative thoughts? When your energy, or what we say, in Ayurveda, when your prana is low, that's when you have all this, right? To a kid, if you say, don't trust that person, you know what the kid will say? Ask, why should I not trust? He looks like a nice person. Why should I not trust? That's what the kid will say. You got to tell an adult, right? Don't trust that person. Yeah. Anyway, I won't trust him. He looks like a crook only. Right? So, a child has that very high level of energy, very high level of prana, by which, it trusts very easily, right? Whereas as adults, we kind of lose that habit. Okay. So increasing your prana automatically brings that level of trust, right? And you'll also have intuition. Okay. You don't trust arbitrary, wrong people. You'll also develop the intuition whom you can trust and what you should trust. How to move on with someone. There are 7 billion people on the planet here. Why are you stuck with this one person? Just move on, right? It'll take time. Certain things, take time. Some memories will keep coming back, but meditation definitely helps. Okay.
Excuse me, sir. There is a request from students that would you recommend any self-help book for students for the career and mental peace?
So it'll be like that library that I showed. What you need is not knowledge. What you need is wisdom, right? You heard all the good things in life already. Only thing we have not implemented it. Okay. So see, there are plenty of self-help books. You go to Amazon, you go anywhere, you search. There are enough quotes out there, right? But most importantly, you should pick one quote, right? One page in a book and apply it in your life. Once you start applying things, then you'll become a master of your mind. How can you handle negative thoughts? I just spoke about it, right? Negative thoughts come when you have less prana, when your energy levels are low, when you're happy, right? Negative thoughts don't really bother you, right? Anger comes when your prana is low, when you have negative thoughts. When you have positive thoughts, right? You feel you're full of love. You feel others love you as well. All right. So meditate. Right? We'll talk about it in the next slide also, how to improve this prana. How to align our actions with our thoughts. How to ride a bicycle. Same way. Right? It's balance, it's practice. Right? If you find what you're doing is not in alignment with your thoughts, change. Okay. By the way, this is a better question. Should we align our thoughts according to our actions? No, the better question is, should you align your action according to your thought? Okay. No. Right. See, a lot of times the mind thinks crazy stuff. Right? Especially if you watched a lot of violent movies and all that, right? The mind has tendency to have such violent thoughts, right? Don't follow it up with action immediately. Okay. So it's always good to take a deep breath in and let go before you act on your thoughts. Okay. The thought comes immediately, action comes later, right? The world of the matter is slower than the world of the mind. The time of the mind is fast. It keeps clicking. In the real world, in material world, things move slightly slowly. Okay. Any other questions? Right. So we talked about stress, right? Mind having negative thoughts, all of that, right? So according to Sri Ravi Shankar, who is a very famous humanitarian, he does a lot of meditation programs all over the world. He says stress is just too much to do with very little time and no energy. Okay. If you're feeling stressed, you have a lot of things to do, but you're not having enough time and you're not having enough energy. All right. See, in today's world, you cannot but do a lot of things. You must, multitask in some sense. All right. And we all have the same 24-hour period. Right. What happens? We end up with very little energy to do anything. Okay. So what is not being stressed is, if you can do fewer things, then you cannot be stressed, but we want to achieve a lot of things. So that's not possible. If you can expand your time, again, that's not possible. We all have 24 hours. You can't make the earth go around the sun slower, right? Or about the axis slower. That's not possible either, right? So what can you do is you can increase your energy, right? So how do you increase your energy? You have to get good sleep, right? It's very, very important. You should have about 7 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. And you should sleep at the right time, get up at the right time. Automatically, you'll find your energy levels are good. You should eat healthy, right? A lot of fruits, vegetables, freshly cooked food, right? Keep yourself hydrated. All of this is important, okay? If you're neglecting your food, when you're young, it doesn't really bother you. As you grow older, it really starts having impact on your life, okay? Breathe. A lot of nice pranayama breathing techniques are there which give you energy, right? Meditate, right? Listen to nice songs. That gives you energy, isn't it? When you listen to your favorite song, you feel energetic. Right? Similarly, when you meditated, you feel so much fresh, right? So all of these help. Spend time with good friends, people who are positive, people who are happy, right? You will also become happy. If you're going to spend time with people who are always cribbing, then you'll also lose all the energy that you have. All right. I'm not saying don't spend time with somebody who's cribbing, right? You can go help them if you can, right? Get them out of their cribbing mindset. You can do that. But don't spend hours and hours with them. You will also end up cribbing like them. Right? Few minutes just to help them, you can do. Okay. But spend time with happy people. Spend time with friends. Right? There's a couple of questions. Once you do all this, you'll find automatically you're charged up. Your energy is very high. Okay. Sometimes we don't trust ourselves, our abilities, and it leads to a lot of negativity. Right? See, don't doubt yourself. Okay. If you find you're not able to do something, it is just a question of two things. One, your application. You should apply. You should spend enough time on it. Two, time. Okay. You should focus and spend enough time. You will definitely get over any obstacle that you have. Right. So, of course, if you still find it difficult, you have to ask expert help. Right. You need to go ask somebody. I focused, I did something, but I'm not getting the result. I spent enough time, I'm not getting that. Maybe somebody will give you a different idea of how to approach it. That will help, right? Don't get stuck. Keep moving ahead, right? Keep doing things. Keep moving forward. Some question about instrumental music versus normal music. Instrumental is good, right? When you listen to music with words, your words have certain impressions in the mind. It may take you in certain directions. All right. So you choose what you want. All right. You know what uplifts you. Certain words uplift you. You can use those words. Otherwise, instrumental is also good. Okay. So all of you brush your teeth daily. Is anybody here who doesn't brush their teeth? Doesn't happen, right? It becomes like as soon as you wake up, you have to brush your teeth, right? So that's what we refer to as dental hygiene from childhood, right? Everybody has told you, you must brush your teeth, brush your teeth, brush your teeth, right? Now, nobody needs to tell you anything. You feel sick if you don't brush one day, right? The same is true for mental hygiene. Just like you brush your teeth every day, you need to dust your mind every day. A lot of people say a lot of things about you which get stuck in the mind. Meditation is the way you brush all of that away and you start your day fresh. Okay. Just like dental hygiene has become part of your life, all of you must resolve to make mental hygiene part of your life. 5 minutes every day, you should meditate. Okay. If possible, 10 minutes, but definitely for 5 minutes to start with every single day, just like you brush your teeth, right? Then mental hygiene becomes part of your life too. Okay. If you don't brush, your mouth stinks. If you don't meditate, your mind stinks. Right? So meditate every single day. Okay. I'll end with this beautiful quote by Tagore. Right? Many of you may have come across it. By the way, Rabindranath Tagore has written a beautiful book which is available for free online. It's called Sadhana. It's amazing how something that he spoke about over 100 years back is still very relevant. Right? This book is full of wisdom, not just knowledge. Right? So you read a few lines from this and follow what he says, you'll see a big impact in your own life. So with that, thank you so much for joining in today. Thank you for the time. I hope the talk was interesting and you had something to take away. At least, just like you brush, meditate every day. Yes, yoga has 8 limbs, as they say. Meditation is one of the limbs of yoga. Any other quick questions? We'll have a quick fire round before we close in a couple of minutes. Anyone? Great. So thank you for the opportunity, Team Raahat. I hope this benefits more people. I know there are hundreds of students there, but we have only about 30 of them who joined. Do share the recorded video with them so that they all can benefit as well. Encourage a lot more people to meditate. Right? Thank you so much.
Hello, yes, sir. It was literally really helpful. Helpful of your wisdom, like what you have said, everything about like how mind functions and how to achieve the calmness in mind, and like it's like I can't explain, right? Like I was also going through some stuffs and everything, and like just a 1 hour, just 15 hours of meditation helped me so much. Literally, it helped me so much that I can't explain right now. I would like literally meet you personally and take tips from you, and I would also be a disciple of you. I am literally thank you that you have taken time for this and like helped the students for achieving a mental peace. It's really
I'm-
great.
So be my friend, not my disciple. My room is always open. Anytime you're in IIT, you can walk in.
Sure, sir, sir. Sure, sir.
Thank
Yes, sir.
you. Thank you.
So
Take care.
it was really very helpful. So, like, it's a very like generous thing to do for students for achieving a mental peace. Like in the world where like everyone is poking you and someone is like helping you for mental peace, it's really very generous thing. So, thank you, sir. Thank you so
Pass
much.
the, pass the buck. Spread the news, spread the knowledge.
Sure, sir. Yes, sir. Definitely. Yes, sir.
Somebody has asked,
Thank you.
where can we find the book? I see it's available for free to read in Kindle, Amazon Kindle. Right? I'm sure there are other sources also where you can find the book.
Okay, sir.
I have just one question.
Yeah.
Like, uh, as we are closing our celebration of World Mental Health Day with this session, so what are your suggestion to our college students in of this generation, like uh,
So,
uh,
you're living in a very,
something to
very
follow?
interesting, yeah, you're living
Yeah.
in a very, very interesting time, right? The next 50 years is not going to be like the way 50 years back things were, right? And you have the opportunity to create this future, but you have to create it responsibly, right? So it should not be a future which is destructive, but it should be a future that's constructive, right? It should be a future of sharing, caring, right, with love, right? You all have that responsibility and the opportunity. Right? The world is going to look much better 50 years from now, and you will create it.
Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, Naveen.
Thank you. Take care. It was a pleasure joining you all today. Take care. Bye.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for joining. Thank you, sir.
Thank you everyone for joining. And like we would really thank you the support that we have got from the Lokmanya Jaiprakash Institute of Technology and also LNCT and the Raahat Bhopal team and the Art of Living Society. It's like we really thankful to support us for arranging all these sessions and supporting us in achieving mental peace, and like I would
Awareness.
really say his slogan that mental health is a right of everyone, and let spread it. and the knowledge you gain from this session, please spread it further and also help us spread it further and everyone. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thanks, Naveen.
Where I can get mail ID?
Yeah, I'm sharing this. Just wait a minute.